every single playoff series Tyrese Haliburton has played in, he's had a single-digit scoring game. And for the superstar conversation, it is. I've personally have never seen it where there is just there's nothing in the middle with this guy. There's two complete ends of the spectrum where he's either clutch, hitting the choke on the Knicks, his big shots in the Cleveland series, Bucks series in game one, or he's scoring single digits in a playoff game as the best player on a team. It is insane. And the superstar conversation because of that for him is crazy, and it's something I've never seen before. I feel like, personally, I'd ask y'all for your opinion as well, he's still a superstar because I don't think just a star can do what he's done in clutch moments as much as he has. But it's crazy that every single postseason series he's played in, he's had a single-digit scoring game. It's unprecedented. So I'm curious what y'all's opinion is on that.
I can go.
Yeah,
because I have thoughts. Unusual for me, but I have thoughts in the NBA. Does Ant not kind of fit that criteria? Is he not kind of the high and low guy? Because I feel like he dropped some stinkers. I feel like he dropped some stinkers in the playoffs this year.
Sure, but he doesn't have that in every single series, and even he's had bad halves.
How many series has Tyrese played in? 4 now?
No,
he went to the conference finals last year too.
That's right. Okay, so
played in 7.
Okay.
This guy's
7.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that it is. Yeah, he is clearly a special talent because it takes a special talent to do what he does, but it is a little odd to give him the same. It's kind of like when you start labeling every state player who's ever beaten Ole Miss as Mississippi State legend. It's like that label
loses some value
when you give it to everyone who meets meets a certain threshold. And I feel like superstar loses some value when you give that label to Tyrese Haliburton when he drops the stinkers that he's dropped in 7 series. Like, that's a pretty large sample size. Now, this is the part of my brain that wonders if, like, how many of those, the more games you play, the more likely it is that could happen. So how many of those series, like, were extended series, stuff like that?
That's for me and for the NBA, I don't think that's necessarily how it works because you're playing 35 to 40 minutes a night. Yeah. There is really, I mean, you think about like LeBron's double-digit scoring, like there really is no reason for you to not to get to 10 points.
Yeah.
Because for one, with the way the NBA plays right now, and especially for the Pacers at the pace that they play,
you can get your shots if you want them.
You're scoring 125 points a game and a night in a game, 125 points. You can get 10 of those.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for you to not. You can get to the looks.
And you're going to probably get 4 to 6 on the free throw line every night. You're going to get halfway there from that alone.
It is a lot like the NFL with the pass interference and everything favoring the offense. So I don't think the law of averages plays out here where it's like, oh, he's due for a clunker, because that's just not how. Like, LeBron has one ever, and it was in his first finals against the Mavs. And outside of that, his double-digit regular season scoring record is off the charts. So for a superstar, which you don't see him as a superstar, maybe that can apply a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think the law of averages would apply.
I think I don't know what I would label him as. I would label him as fun to watch.
A star?
Electric.
Is he at least a star?
Yeah. And maybe if the tier list where you've got like the S tier, A tier, like people make like
is he B tier?
No. He's probably the top of A tier.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that's probably what I would say there.
I view him as a superstar, and my reasoning is I don't think it's an entirely stats based slash like fair. Objective category. They're talking about Ant.
Yeah.
Some wow factor and aura, if you want to call it, goes into it.
Absolutely.
And he has that with all the big shots he's hit this playoffs.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like I have to give him that nod because of what he's done.
Yeah.
In that regard.
I think I'm gonna change my answer actually.
Sure.
Thinking about like.
That's exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a tough decision because you think about He's had one in every series this postseason.
Yeah.
Game 1, big shot. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, big shot, hits the choke, wins it in overtime. Game 1 of the Cleveland series, they make the big 8-point comeback. He hits the shot. We watched.
Yeah.
And in the Milwaukee series, he also hits 2 big shots. So it's just it's so hard. That's why I bring it up, because it's like, dude, like, you can't hit these shots consistently. You can't be 13 for 15 and like not be a superstar. But at the same time, you can't have single digits in a postseason
and be a
game
superstar
and be a
in
superstar.
every single series. That's
It's crazy.
It is a weird conversation.
How old is he?
24.
24, 25, something like that.
So same age as Shea. Shay's
older.
26.
Shay's 26. Okay.
Which is not a big difference, but it can be a little bit.
Yeah.
In sports, we at least view it differently. But yeah, and then I again, great point, Jack. I think about how he started this season, and there were a ton of questions there. Is he the guy that we think he's going to be? Because he was not Sanders. He was terrible to start the season. He was awful.
It was not just a little bit of a slump. It was like it was bad.
Should he be in the starting lineup? Was like becoming a question, which is crazy.
Because he wasn't like that last year when they went to the finals, conference finals.
He was terrific.
His 3-point shot wasn't falling at all to start the
Yes.
season, which can be a bit of an issue for him at times. But.
Yes, he was shooting terribly, and credit to him for turning it around. But it's such an interesting conversation. I think, Jack, you made a good point. Like, I think the aura plays a little bit into it. I think it's the clutch factor, and I do want to kind of push back on Sanders, your point of like just labeling anybody a superstar, although you have changed your opinion. I feel like he is like among that list, because for superstar, I feel like it is like top 15 players in the NBA. I think half of the teams in the NBA have a superstar, because that's how damn talented that league is.
Yeah.
They need expansion badly because of it.
We're going to get it.
And I hope we get it.
Before 2030.
And for our Grizzlies fans, I hope we get it for y'all, so y'all can play in the Eastern Conference and not the West. But yeah, I feel like he's just in that list, because I really can't think of a ton of guys that you would put over him, because in that similar conversation, I think of like Donovan Mitchell, and is he a superstar? I think so. And he has not been great in the postseason throughout his career.
Yeah.
The way Tyrese Haliburton has. It is such an interesting conversation, and it's something it's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
I've never really felt this way about a specific player, where I'm like, I watch one game in a series, like if you just watched Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, or even Game 1 of this series, yeah, that's a superstar.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. You don't hit the choke. You don't hit the Reggie Miller choke in the Garden.
Yeah.
If you're not a superstar. And then you watch Game 5, and you're like, I mean, we were saying it. This guy stinks.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.